Hey everybody, that's Brian.
Hello.
Damn it. It doesn't matter. I'm always
Doesn't
going to get
matter.
it wrong. I'm Bill, and welcome to Talkin Overtime. We always appreciate everybody's feedback and their suggestions for the wheel. And this is a show where, for about 30 minutes or so, two idiots talk about what the wheel dictates, the wheel of illusion. So we're going to jump right into it. I don't care how you're doing, Brian. I really don't.
I'm always doing the same.
I just don't care, so we're going to jump right into it.
But by Christmas, you'll have a heart. You'll get visited by like three spirits.
Was that believable? I don't know.
Yeah, you sold it.
All right, good. It's good. All right.
It was as good at acting as Gina Carano could do.
I'll leave us up here for a second, so you can see the ones we have populated.
The one that's just been haunting the wheel for a month. Best 80s cartoon theme songs,
the
song covers.
Are the ones that have not been hit.
Yeah, I mean, best 80s cartoon theme songs been up there since the day I was born, I feel like. Theme song covers, toy lines we forgot about. I like that one. When does the 80s collecting market burst? I like that one. Toy stores.
So that was based off the one you sent in, like toy stores of like the past, or
I like what channels you watch regularly. A toy you don't have but want. Oh, see, I don't know all these categories, but I'm excited.
All right, so I'm gonna shrink it up a little bit here.
I wish real life worked like this. We just spun a wheel and then you talked about what was on the wheel.
You don't do this? It's
no, it would make my family gatherings way more interesting. Like, oh, Uncle Larry, shut up, spin the wheel. Let's change the topic.
Yeah, we're not talking about your ear surgery.
Enough's enough. We don't care about the weather anymore. Spin the wheel.
All right, here it goes. I didn't share the sound.
There we go. Dun, 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 dun. What channels do you watch regularly?
So this is going to be YouTube based.
Okay.
So you can start if you want. I need to pour some more water into my mug.
Yes, you need to water up. YouTube channels I watch regularly. Oh, see, I'm in and out. Like, I'll go on fits where I watch like the same channel for like a week and then catch up on it and then walk away. So like, I don't just like watch things.
That kind of counts too, I guess. Like,
yeah, like I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, this guy's video, I must watch it. I usually like save up a bunch and then just like while I'm playing a video game or like driving around, I listen to YouTube a lot when I drive. So people who like,
I do too. Well, when I used to drive.
Yeah, visually, people who like rely on a lot of visuals on their videos, I'm like checking out. Like, I want to hear more of the talking. Obviously I love Matt-Trakker.com. That YouTube channel is fantastic. That's how I found you, and now here I am on it. Look at that. Yeah. My master plan finally to take over the channel. I watch your channel. I watch I've begun watching some of the Mask Force stuff just because it's like in my feed. Like, how like channels you click on like show up earlier. My favorite channel, no offense to the one that I'm speaking on right now, is probably Red Letter Media. Those guys are the best. That is my absolute favorite channel. I watch everything they put out. I like Retro Blasting is like probably my favorite toy channel. Michael French is awesome. A lot of people find his like demeanor like a little gruff, but I don't know. I feel like if you can get past like he's like no nonsense. And a lot of people want to like believe in fairy tales. So when he's sitting there like, peeing on the parade, they're just like, oh, my sweet parade, even though 9 times out of 10, he has a pretty valid point. So I like Retro Blasting a lot. Toy Galaxy's fun. He's like, even if like, he does a lot of like information videos where like you learn about the history of the stuff. So a lot of the times, because I've like done deep dives on like everything I collect, I know what he's talking about, but they do it in such a way that it's like really like interesting and funny. Like they have like good scripts. I feel like he like writes a good script and the channel's usually funny. And that's it. After that, it's like tons of random stuff. Like, wow, how did I stumble down this rabbit hole at 3 a.m.? What am I watching?
I'm watching knee surgery.
You know what I was watching last week? This guy who watches commercials. He's got like a goatee and he's like, look at this Lucky Charms commercials. He like does like I forget his name. He's like Nostalgia Guy or something. He just like talks over these commercials.
Nostalgia Critic.
Nostalgia Critic, that's him. Yeah. I was watching like a bunch of him talking about old commercials. I don't know why. It's just that's where I landed.
No, he's is there any other ones? I don't want to cut you off.
Tons, but let's see what you got, because I'll just rattle off my whole list.
Well, you mentioned a couple like retro blasting, and that does, people do have that kind of sense of Michael, but like in that it was like almost 2-hour chat we had just about M.a.s.k. I was just like amazed at his knowledge. Like
he knows what he's talking about, which is
and
good.
It's not, and he knows so much about everything else too. So it was a lot of fun. He was very funny, like on the before and after stuff. Like you and I'll joke around about whatever, and I don't put that in so we can keep our jobs.
Yeah. Half the time we have more fun before we say hi, welcome to Talkin Overtime.
Well, yeah, that's you can just joke around about that stuff, but
anything.
I met Dan at RetroCon. I hope to have him on the channel one day, just because he has a lot of knowledge too, and it's you just want to have a good conversation. But I do watch Toy Galaxy. Some of the stuff they do talk about, I check out on, but I do watch a lot of their stuff.
I don't know all their stuff, and they get into like some, like the newest video is about some like 90s Power Ranger type show, and I just sometimes the subject matter is like not everything's gonna be for me. So I just think that doesn't get a click. I'll rewatch the Battle of the Planets episode again.
So in the Nostalgia Critic, I've been watching that channel for a long time, and I talked about this. I think it was in maybe the interview I did with Mask Force. At RetroCon, the guy who runs it, Doug Walker, he was there early, and I was there early.
And that's the guy who talks about the cereal.
He talks about he does a lot. He does movies,
but
stuff.
That's him. He has like a hat and like red hair. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
But when I was talking to him, I was like, I'm trying to think of a way to keep this this thing going. I was talking about M.a.s.k. a little bit, and he remembered it, not well, but he did remember it. And I was like, I'm thinking about maybe trying to do something with YouTube. What do you think? He's like, well, if there's people out there that are interested in the topic, they'll find your channel eventually. It's just a matter of how much perseverance do you have to push through. Yeah. And I thought about it for a while, and it was sound advice. Hope to have him on one day too, because he's hysterical, and we talked for a little while.
Yeah, those commercial things he does are funny. They're good.
But it was it was kind of like a help. It was a help to push me in the direction that we're at this point, which was nice. Cinemassacre, Angry Video Game Nerd.
I have heard of him. I don't really watch him.
He's if you want to binge some really funny video game videos, I suggest it. Some of the other stuff they do isn't like, they do a lot of other reviews too, but the video game nerd reviews they do are, I think, it kind of launched like a lot of the channels.
Oh, I've heard that name for years. Like I know who he is. I've never really said, oh yeah, I'll watch it.
I watch Infographics show. I'll listen to that more so than I watch it.
What's it about?
It's random information about things. Like the last 3 episodes. One was, I think, how does a ballistic missile work?
Oh my God! Yeah, I'm not gonna learn. I don't want to learn.
Our ghost wheel. Like they go through all this stuff, and
all right,
they'll talk about like they talk about one of their more popular portions of the series they do is like serial killers. There's a lot of serial killers out there that you don't know a lot of facts about, and they go through all this stuff, and it's just interesting. Like, what happens when you die, or how does food metabolize?
Well, that's cool. So like, I feel like if I subscribe to that, I would like listen to every 10th one.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to them pretty much all, and I'll just play it for a little bit. And the one, I think the one that we watch the most, like the one my wife and I watch the most together, is Good Mythical Morning. It's a comedy show, daily show. And so two guys have been friends since like they were like 5 years old and grew up in South Carolina.
And what do they do? Just what do they just like talk about?
It's a comedy. You know, they talk about random things. They do a bunch of little games and contests, and they do a lot with charity. So
do they just like pick a topic, or do they talk about like the week?
They do a daily thing, and they just kind of go with it. Their most popular series is Will It. So it's will something like can a Big Mac be a taco or something like that? Like
like just random.
They do this stuff, but they're
really random.
Really funny. And that's one that I think, and they don't get stale if you watch them back. And there's a lot of other toy channels out there too.
I've watched every toy channel you can watch. Like I pretty much know the people that I like, and there's some that I can't take them, and I'm not naming names because they're not for me doesn't mean they're not for everybody.
No, but that's the point I was going to make too. It was like there's a lot out there, and there's some that people like it, but I don't. And I'm not going to say like some people don't like my channel, which that's crazy, but
hey, you'll get the occasional thumbs down. What can you do about it?
Yeah. When it happens, I just go, huh. Like, why? No, but I appreciate the opinion. It means people are watching. And
hey, that's a view right there. That's someone looked at your video and spent the time to unlike it.
Yeah, I mean, I just hope they secretly got carpal tunnel and it happens.
When people give me negative criticism, I roll around like Nancy Kerrigan on the floor, just screaming, "Why?" No, I like Pixel Dan's. Pixel Dan's good when I want to go down like a certain toy line. It's just he doesn't like collect a lot of the toys that I like. So like I find myself going, well, I'm not buying that. So a lot of the stuff I want to watch is stuff that I'm interested in buying. And a lot of the new stuff I'm just like not interested in at all. So like I've been watching YouTube reviews before I bought them on these Street Fighter figures I wanted. And like the most random people do reviews on them. So I've been watching those guys too.
Good old random people.
You know what's scary before we change topics?
Yeah.
Never ask this question to a high school student because the YouTube videos they watch are insane. They watch people eating food, mukbang or something. They watch people like doing these weird things where they're like, "Hello, everybody. I'm gonna eat these macaroons." And there's this girl with nails, and she starts doing all these like weird like MSAR.
Yeah, it's actually a soothing sound for a lot of people that. I think it's I think it has something to do with like it's like it helps break up anxiety. I think
really.
It's something.
I don't know that. All I know is we watched some lady eat pickles in my class, and she was just sitting there in the microphone just crunching pickles, and I was like, "This is a 30-minute video." She's just sitting there going.
It probably had 2 million.
Had like 4 million views. I'm like, oh my god! If this lady's monetized, she just made like 50 grand off eating pickles. I'm like,
all right,
get me a jar pickles.
You have to eat pickles.
Yeah. Screw it. Just spin the wheel the whole time. That sound is cool.
No, but I know what you're saying though. But there's actually another channel I watch too. Matt-Trakker.
Oh, my kids show me him. He's like he slams like Big Macs.
He holds world records in all kinds of food, competitions and things like that. And it's just the build up, and I'm watching it. I'm going, what the hell am I watching? But
I had a 6-period class. We were ahead on our project. So hey, anybody got a good YouTube recommendation? I'll turn it on in the room. I mean, I'm an art teacher. What do you want? And we watched Matt-Trakker. We watched this guy drink like Gatorade out of a boot. We watched Joey's World Tour. He's like, woo, 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 woo. Whoa, I love this Big Mac. I'm like, what is going on right now? Like, that's what people watch. I'm like, I sit in the car and eat a Big Mac and there's a tear in my eye. Like, I'm not filming myself. It's just crazy. I don't know. Yeah. And nobody watches ABC or CBS or NBC.
Who does that?
These kids do not watch TV. It's just crazy.
But if you have channels that you watch outside of this one, naturally, which should, obviously be your favorite, let people know, because we're still stuck inside for the most part, and it's good to always branch out.
Yeah, give us recommendations, because I'm always looking for new stuff.
All right, let's get to the wheel. Share the sound. always forget to do that. I do that in presentations too. I'm like, oh, you can't hear it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, our production qualities are a little off sometimes. Oh wow! Wow!
All right. We crossed one
finally-
long-standing one off the list.
Wow, that was the last survivor right there. I feel like.
It might be an unpopular opinion. So there's different ways to categorize best, or whatever you want to call it. But
with this, it's like a personal opinion. We all know the popular ones.
So I mean, I love the m.a.s.k theme, and the covers, they're for the most part spectacular. For me, and this might be unpopular, but the DuckTales theme. There's something
that's taking the number one spot.
if I hear that, it's stuck in my head for like ever. I don't have like a ranking at the moment, but that theme, I like it. It sticks. And
yeah,
I've tried watching covers of it. The covers are not good. Nothing compares to the original. I know it's
no. Whoever did that nailed it.
But I don't know. It's just there's something about it, and it always stuck out to me. And I think in part, number one, it was a great cartoon. Had a lot of adventure aspects into it, and a lot of what m.a.s.k tried to do with some of the history pieces and things of that nature.
It was not even. I know you like gargoyles, so I don't want to make you upset. But DuckTales is by far and away the best of those Disney afternoon shows. It was the only one I loved it. The Darkwing Duck I didn't care about. Rescue Rangers, I liked the theme song, but then I turned it off.
I didn't want to watch Rescue Rangers.
I didn't care about it. I was like, yeah, whatever.
But there was
another one that I didn't like at all. Gummy Bears. I don't even count Gummy Bears, although awesome theme. I didn't care about Gummy Bears. I
think I tried to rewatch that. It didn't really.
It stinks. No, Gummy Bears stink. The theme song's great, but everything.
I think I might be 10 episodes deep on rewatching, the original cartoon, and I'm not going, ooh, I'm watching He-Man like the original.
No, He-Man's rough.
So hard to watch. But this is one that like always stuck with me, and like I said, the m.a.s.k theme, it's always going to be up there. But this one here, it was one of those other ones. Got Ninja Turtles. I think that was '89, so technically that counts.
Yeah, that counts.
You got and Gargoyles was in the
90s. Yeah, it's definitely 90s.
But it's just kind of a. Those are the couple of ones I'm thinking. I'm like.
No, I know mine. I think
I like the He-Man theme. I like the theme song.
It is.
There's no words to it.
No,
it's good. It's a cool song. I didn't really like Thundercats when I was a kid, and I still really don't.
Thundercats theme song is great, but the show's got good animation. I don't know. I was never a Thundercats guy. It never was like. I think I had 3 of them as a kid, and for me, who had everything, to not have more Thundercats, just I don't know.
I have Lion-O and Mumra down there on my random shelf, and
I have a Lion-O and it's in my daughter's toy bin, so that shows you how much I care about Thundercats right now. I'm putting m.a.s.k number 1 just because it is the one. Even when I didn't like collect 80s toys, and that was the theme song. m.a.s.k is number 1 for me. Number 2 could be my number 1 though, because Wheeled Warriors is amazing. Like it is the song. Like m.a.s.k is right there with Wheeled Warriors. If I didn't like m.a.s.k more, I might give the nod to that. What else is good? Oh, Bionic 6 is good.
Yeah,
I mean, they're all good. The pole position rules. And I don't even like the cartoon. See, everybody likes the Transformers theme songs, but I like the songs from the movie Transformers. Like, I like the theme song to the Transformers movie is awesome. The G.I. Joe movie theme song is like way better. Yeah. The one when they're like jumping on the Statue of Liberty, that theme song rules.
It just screamed America. It was like
we are gonna kick your. It's good. I'm looking around at my toys, and those are the theme songs.
It's I mean, and as we pointed out, just in this couple minute conversation, just because a theme song is really good doesn't mean the show is going to be good.
No.
And it could be, it could be vice versa. There could be a wheel topic of great shows with terrible openings.
Like Silverhawks is the same thing as Thundercats. Like Thundercats theme song, the beginning of that song, that drum roll when it's like that's awesome. Silverhawks has like a really catchy theme song, just in time for it to end and me to turn the channel because I did not want to watch that show ever. I don't know why I didn't like it. I did not like it.
Yeah, I guess I think I think m.a.s.k would be number one in the 80s.
Yeah.
If we were branching out past the 80s, which we're not going to talk about, I have another one that would go over top of that, which would be for another episode. But I'm trying to remember Captain Planet. When was that?
90s.
I like that one. It was not number one.
The theme song was good. That just I can't get past how cheesy that show is. I'm sorry. I recycle and everything, but like fighting pollution is like not the coolest thing.
You gotta fight it. You gotta fight it.
Come on, stop pollution, kids.
I'm looking around too. Like you had,
like the Cops theme song was good. I know you might not remember it, but it was like all instrumental. It's like dun, 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 dun. It was good. Every theme song was good in the 80s.
Real Ghostbusters just had the riff of they just took the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that's what it was, right? Well, there was another Ghostbusters. I remember Go Go Ghostbusters. There was like a different Ghostbusters cartoon.
Yeah, that's the one with like the monkey.
Yeah, and I was just like, what the hell is going on?
That doesn't count as a thing.
No, well, it counts. It doesn't count as my thing.
No, the Ghostbusters theme.
Like Centurions is a decent theme song. I don't like the theme songs where they like talk over it the whole time. They're like, these are the men of the blah blah. It's like, oh, shut up. Just
like Voltron's theme probably would have been.
Yeah. Oh, it's good.
If it wasn't all talking.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They're like, these lions.
Yeah. Like now after this episode, I'm going to try to find a non-speaking version of it.
Voltron and He-Man both had the same thing. It was just instrumental with like talking over the top of it. So it's not like I go to those in my car like I want to listen to this guy talk. So I don't really listen to those.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not a. They're not singing it.
You're not rocking out to it.
It's spoken word, like stuff on that.
I listen to the Bad Arts Lab version of the m.a.s.k song more than I do the real one, though. What does that say?
I do too.
I think I do gravitate to that one.
It says that it's pretty good. And I'm still very happy that that you get to use that as the opening.
Yeah, that rules.
It was very cool of the the creator of that to let me do that. So I can't think of any of the other ones off the top of my head, but
there's a million. Like all Saturday Morning had crazy theme songs. Like Muppet Babies, he even had a theme song that I remember.
That was a good one. That was a good one too.
Like I remember all of them. Alvin and the Chipmunks. That was like my song. I used to walk around in a freaking t-shirt, sliding around the kitchen, pretending I was Alvin.
You weren't Theodore?
No, I was never want to be Theodore. Theodore was like never. The other two Chipmunks, when you were them, you were like, how come my guy? It's like somebody gets to be Batman and the other guy gets to be like some hero no one's ever heard of. Like the other two Chipmunks, like are just the worst compared to being Alvin.
Yeah. Well, you're the Justice League and you're the old Aquaman. Like, the superpower.
Yeah, like who do you want to be? You want to be Superman? You want to be the Wonder Twins? Because that's like the options for Alvin and the Chipmunks. But that song was good.
Well, they were in the cartoon for Super Friends, the Wonder Twins.
Yeah. I don't even remember that song. I don't know.
I don't remember it either. Not that well anyway. But as always, we want your feedback. So if you have theme songs that you really liked, there's like Brian said, there's a ton of them, but
yeah, we definitely missed a bunch. So
we're roughly half-hour show. So, but let us know in the comments like what are the ones you really like. But for me, like I said, the DuckTales theme. If I hear that, it's stuck in my head for like a week. Yeah, and I don't hate it. I don't hate that happens. It's just it's so catchy. They did a lot of things right on that. Right. We got time, I think, for I got one
Better
more.
not land on theme song covers because I'm not ready to talk about that right now. Hey, toy stores.
All right, Brian,
Yeah.
since you suggested the topic.
I was talking to my daughter today. I took the day off of work to bring her to the dentist, and I was like, Penny, if you could go any place in the world right now, where would you want to go? And she's like, Toys R Us. And I'm like, Toys R Us? They don't exist anymore. I don't tell her they're in Canada. I don't feel like trying to make the trip out there. She might start demanding a Canadian excursion. So I was like, oh, remember that? We used to go to Toys R Us all the time when she was like 3 and 4. And she still has like fond memories of Toys R Us, which is like nice. I mean, they're going to eventually, she's not going to remember them anymore because she's only 7. But like toy stores are like the coolest thing that doesn't exist anymore, like Child World, Toys R Us, Play World. I don't know if you had different ones in Jersey.
KB.
KB, yeah, KB. We had like there was so many. You go in there, it was like we had like 3 Toys R Us's within like 20 minutes of me. We had Child World. You'd walk in there and it was just like
I never been to a Child World.
Child World was
I know
exactly
they
like Toys R
existed,
Us.
but we didn't have any close by. We were in a really kind of a weird area. We were down at the southernmost tip of New Jersey that you can get.
Okay.
So in order to get to anything, you had to drive 2 hours or whatever.
It was like a hike.
Yeah, and it was, why the hell are my parents, we had stuff near us. We would go to like Jamesway or Ames or Kmart. We had,
we had Kmart, but I didn't live by one when I was little. They started coming out here like later.
They were, there's just just department stores, nothing fancy. And that's where we would go. But when we would make the trek, the Toys R Us, if I remember correctly, for us it was probably about an hour and 20 minutes away.
God.
It was like a special trip. And I'm probably a little off because I'm old now and there's gray in my beard here. And
yeah, but that's still not a weekend trip. My dad, my parents divorced when I was younger. Every time he picked me up, I knew that weekend we were hitting Toys R Us because it was 10 minutes from his house.
Okay.
And he'd be like, you can get one good guy and one bad guy. So whatever I was into at that moment, I got one good guy, one bad guy.
So when the Toys R Us shut down, I think it really sucked. It sucked that they shut down. People lost their jobs and everything. But literally where I'm at now, there was a Toys R Us 6 minutes from here, and they turned it into a Kohl's.
You know what? Around me, you know what the Toys R Us's still are? Empty Toys R Us's. They haven't turned them into anything.
So one still have like the display up and everything. Like this.
There's a Toys R Us 5 minutes from my house that says Toys R Us every time I drive past it. There's another one 20 minutes away, Toys R Us. There's one by the mall, Toys R Us, empty store, Toys R Us. It says it right on the sign. It's crazy. Yeah, but I miss those days. Kids don't get that. My daughter like lives for Target, and like I just wish that even my younger daughter could to walk into a toy store where the only thing they had to offer was toys. It was like you don't get that anymore. Even KB, as small as it was like, whoa, like you're running around like crazy. You go to Target, you have to like sit through the towel section with your mom.
What I liked about KB was that it was condensed. There wasn't. I like that aspect. I do remember that like I didn't have to run around all over the place to try to find what I was trying to find.
You're right to the left. That's what I wanted.
I knew that the action figures were right there.
Yep.
And I knew all the girl stuff was over there.
Yep.
Just like the mask, Kenner and everything. I said, nope, no girl stuff. We're going right to this aisle over here, and that's what we're gonna do. And but I remember like I would sit on the floor, looking over what I have enough to get one. So I'm weighing my options. Like I remember, like I don't remember what I was gonna buy, but I remember sitting there doing that. And you don't have that anymore. If you go to Target, Walmart, whatever all the department stores you might have in your area, I'm not sure what they have up in Canada or overseas. But as you said, you gotta go through everything else. And one of the things that I really hope doesn't happen is I hope that the specialty stores that sell the older toys, the hobby shops, the collectible shops, I hope they don't go away.
No,
there's a really good one right down the road here from me. I go to as much as I can, but still trying to be, realistic with COVID.
Yeah.
I hope that doesn't affect them in a negative way, because a lot of, foot traffic's a big thing, and obviously they're selling online. So hopefully they're able to stay
Yeah,
afloat.
we have a decent amount of like antique and toy stores around here. Like
Get
before
that.
COVID, we had tons, and then after, they're definitely taking a hit. But there's still a couple of toy stores that like I can walk down the street right now if I want and buy a box Boulder Hill. I'm just going to cost me like $500, but it's sitting there in a box. Like I see it, he's got cool stuff to like at least look at. Prices aren't the worst, but there's nothing like those old when like a Toys R Us was there. You had a bike section you had to walk through. The board games were on the left. Like it's just like I'll never forget that. Like my dad every weekend picking me up and like going, all right, let's run, kid. And I think he was like a mile behind me because I was just tearing through the bikes to get to like, the action figures on the pegs.
Didn't they just close down everything again?
By me?
No, like the Toys R Us, the little ones they tried to come back with.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about them. I was excited about them because anything's better than nothing, but they were gonna do this like interactive kind of like a more hands-on approach to like toys and the experience, and like with COVID, that's like the opposite of how you want to do it. There's no interactive experiences anymore.
Yeah.
Put your hands in these tubes and see what you feel. Like that. That's it. Like I didn't see any like haunted houses this Halloween where you put your hands in a bowl of grapes.
We really want to take off the beaten track. Sometimes that's what we do. We want to take Liam to like the Camden Aquarium. It's a huge aquarium and tons of stuff to do. We're dying to take him anywhere really, other than the doctor,
the
dentist, or nowhere.
Go to the aquarium. How many people can be there? We went last summer.
We're taking it as slow as we can, and like there's please touch sections in there, and I'm like, he's just gonna want to jump in the damn thing. It's like
you can judge me all you want, but my daughter was at the aquarium last summer petting sharks. Like
I'm not judging you at all. I'm just saying like,
she was petting sharks. I'm like, well, the shark should be safe. I don't think there's COVID on the water.
No, like what I'm saying is like we've already gone this far where literally, we're just waiting.
Yeah, I think it's getting better. I keep hearing how things are lightening up and numbers are dropping despite this and that and the other. So I don't know. I think
I hope to, we got some good news with baseball. So
yeah,
I think New York. We're gonna have to sit 6 seats apart.
New York is allowed 10% of stadium capacity.
Okay.
That's what we're allowed. And I know Jersey's
a little Shea or Yankee Stadium. Or not Shea.
It's all outdoor sporting things. So I think it's Citi Field, Yankee Stadium, all of it.
I think I don't remember what the Phillies were.
And Jersey's stricter than us, so
they're
Pennsylvania. Ooh, I don't know how they are.
I don't remember exactly, but it should be enough where it might be hard to get tickets, but we'll film talking overtime.
Oh, we'll be spinning a wheel.
Yeah, I'll turn the wheel on my phone and that way. But it'll be interesting to actually go outside again and like do something.
We'll tailgate and I'll do that thing with the bat on my head where you spin in a circle. That'll be the wheel topic. Then
I don't think anybody wants to watch you vomit.
I don't know. There's a bunch of weirdos out there. One or two might watch the show.
Are you talking about Darcy again?
No. Oh God, she hates me.
No, we're just kidding. No, it'll be interesting to say the least. But I know that I also know that Lisa and Darcy are working on their their next episode. They did a really good job with the first one.
Yep.
If you haven't watched it, please go back and check that out. But I think we're just about out of time.
Yeah, that wrapped it up. I miss toy stores and I like theme songs.
Yeah, you're just an open book, really.
The more you know.
For Brian, That's Brian. I'm never gonna get this. I'm never gonna do it right. I'm Bill.
Oh,
And thanks for talking. Thanks for watching Talking Overtime. And if you have
So close.
suggestions for the wheel, you know what?
there you go.
Oh, we're in COVID protocol, so we're gonna drop in the standings.
There we go. Oh, yeah, you guys are getting
So, if you have any topics for the wheel, please let us know. But again, it's very broad and wide open, and we would like to hopefully entertain you with what we're doing here.
any topic you want to hear about, we'll talk about. It's all fun. I'm just here to talk.
I won't talk about soccer.
So see, I will. I don't want to talk about politics.
I don't know anything about soccer. I kick a ball, So politics is the next episode. Yeah.
On the last episode of Talking Overtime.
Yeah. Politics will be the next one. But again, everybody, thanks for watching, and stay safe, and we'll talk to you later.
Be good.